Match reaction, Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Your reaction to that game, Webby?
Where do you want me to start? You know, we're playing as individuals, not as a team. And don't get me going. You know, I've got a watch on my hand here and it works. So I'm not going to go to town and buy a new one tomorrow. I'm staying with this. Like, you should have stayed with the team from Wednesday night. Felt sorry for Garnacho, Hannibal, especially. Should have been playing. I've come on here. I was on with Real One at Burnley. I want players who want to fight for the club, who want to battle for the club. Not players who had a decent season last year and now couldn't give a monkey's chuff, like Marcus Rashford. He can't pass, he can't head. He's greedy, he runs down he picks the wrong options, and he's sulking. You know, and I've seen Bruno there and throwing his arms out. And then the manager takes the best player off him in the midfield, as in Mount, what we had. Casemiro's doomed after he gets that early booking. He can't play his natural game. You know, we've got nothing up front. You know, I look at the 77% possession we had today. You know, and I know this was for Palace. I knew it was be a different game from Wednesday night, but it's 4 defeats in 7 league games. Take that into the thing. 4 defeats in 7 league games. Not good enough, mate. Not good enough. We could be standing here now on no points. We was lucky against Wolves. Could have gone anywhere against Forest, and we beat Burnley because the bobbins. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a joke, mate. It's an absolute joke. And the players got me. And I'm sick of this Sancho thing's doing me box right in now. You know what I mean? And this Anthony thing's done me boxing anyway. And it's no good. We're playing in individuals and not as a team. It was too slow. You know, we didn't get amongst Palace. We didn't get in the faces. You know, I thought Martial had played well last couple of games. I thought he did well the other night. I thought he'd start today. But we've got to get it right, mate, because if not, we're in shit, mate. We're in absolute dog shit.
Well, we've lost 5 games out of the first 9, Webby, and you mentioned Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes today. If the fans can see him not putting in performances week in, week out, in particular Marcus Rashford with his work ethic, surely Eric Ten Hag can see it, surely, mate.
Of course he can. It's not rocket science, Kieran. You know what I mean? I worked on a railway for 20-odd years. I'm not saying know everything about football because I don't. But I know when I can see a player who don't put any effort in, is rolling about on the floor, who can't pick a pass. You know, sometimes I think, is he colourblind? You know, and because the passes are going astray. It's not as though like sometimes you get a lucky deflection and it works for the defence. 8 passes out of 10 go to their players. So what's going on? You know, is it only, I'm not having a go at Marcus. Well, I am. But it's only me just seeing it because he's not doing it. You know, when last season we can't knock him without his goals, we won't be where we are in the Champions League. But it's like he's got his contract. I'm happy now. Balls to you. I'm not putting any effort in. And he's not. Garnacho did more in 5 minutes than he did in 77, running at players, because Marcus has got pace. And for me, if he doesn't go well at the start, that's him buggered, mate.
Do you think Ten Hag's got it about him where he can make the big calls like that, though, Webby, and maybe drop Marcus Rashford if his form actually doesn't pick up?
Well, I look at Wednesday night and I said to the lads at 1 o'clock today, and he said, what about the team? And I said, I'd like it to stay as Wednesday's team, but it won't because Rashford and Bruno will come in. And I was right. You know, and the captain of the club and the so-called star man, they're just not performing, mate. I know Bruno scored that goal at Burnley last week, and it was a great goal. I'm not knocking that, but I would have played Johnny Evans today. I would have played Johnny Evans. You know, and you can't play Eriksen and Casemiro in midfield because he's not got the legs. You know, and I think the manager now is under pressure because it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, we didn't lose that game today just solely on Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. It was a poor team performance, Webby. But the one thing I've got a question Eric Ten Hag on myself is that decision to bring Van de Beek on before Hannibal. What did you think of that?
Walks out. Walks out. You know, and it hurts me doing it. And walks out, you know. I look at Hannibal there and it's like what I've said before. I want players for this club who are hungry, who want to fight, who want to win not going to win every ball, a bit of that aggression in them. I want to see that, mate. Me, as I said, ta-da, and I went, you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for some of the boys. Like Garnacho, what he must have been feeling like, because I thought he did well the other night, and he's not starting because Rashford's starting, but we all knew that had happened. Now, what's going to happen Tuesday? I go back to that team what played Tuesday against Palace. You know what I mean? Maybe one. But it's like a look at the left-back situation in Amrabat. He's not a left-back, we know that, but with Manchester United Football Club, we've not got a left-back at the club. And you look at, obviously, Shaw and the...
Alvaro Fernandes we had as well.
Well, he's sat on the bench now in Spain when he could have been playing. And Brandon Williams, who would do a job there, scored for Ipswich today, so it makes it back. But I always look, when you deal with Tottenham Hotspur with Mr. Daniel Levy, He won't give a door a bang. He don't give you anything for now. He give us regular on for now. I looked at his record, say, I think he's played 9 games in a year. You know, and I know he got, and he'd been playing all right for us. I'm not knocking that, but his record of injury doesn't help. You know, and now we've got 3 left backs at the club all injured who are not going to be back for another 2 or 3 weeks, if that. And it's poor because I think Amrabat, we know where he plays, and he's only one there. You know, I would have put Johnny Evans in at left back today.
Do you think it's as easy as just replacing 2 or 3 players in this team, though, Webber, to improve the performances, though?
No, because we're not playing as a team. Whoever you put in there, they've got to play as a team. You know, we've got no right to win any football matches, and I've said that. We want to see a bit of fight, but we're playing as 11 individuals and not as a team. You know, it's a team game. You know, they've come here today and they've scored that goal and they put men behind the ball, and we've looked a bit threatening, but nothing, because years we'd win that game 2 or 3-1. Easy, all day long. And they could have scored in the 65th minute. We'd score 3 goals. But now, we're not doing it, mate, and it's disappointing.
And we're rolling on to Galatasaray next week, mate, and we definitely need to pick up the 3 points there, don't we?
We've got to do, mate, because if we don't, we're out. Well, we're not out of it, but if we don't win on Tuesday night, it's nil point. You know what I mean? And they're going to come here and look at that performance and think, well, hang on, we'll nick a goal and show up short, because these haven't got a jar of glue that'll break teams down.
Yeah. Anything more to add before we go, mate?
No match of the day again. Be drinking again on a Saturday night. No, I'm just disappointed because, like you're saying, I thought Wednesday night there was some nice football in that first half. You know, stick to the same team. Hannibal. For me, Hannibal and Garnacho have got to start on Tuesday night. Simple as. You know, because they're good enough. And they've got that fighting spirit, that art, what we've not got. I see players throwing their hands up in the air. Oh, sorry. And then 2 minutes later, another pass goes amiss, hands up in the air. You know, bad passing, bad decisions. I'm just disappointed. It's going to be a hell of a long season. I'll keep the faith. I'll try my best. I'll stay out of the canal. But I'm sick to death of this. Some of these players, they're going home now in the big houses. I'm in the door in the pissing down rain till late at 9 o'clock tonight, because I love this club. I wish some of them loved the club as much as us do here. Good night.
Yeah, thank you, Webber.